Learning target. This week we will use process art to create a woven painting. I will create two drawings that are very similar but use two different art mediums. I will cut one drawing into vertical strips and one into horizontal strips. I will weave the strips together to create one piece of art. I will demonstrate my understanding of the art terms, art medium, and process art. Art medium, the type of supplies used to create your art. Examples: pen, pencil, paint, colored pencils, crayons, markers, etc. Process art, art that focuses on the activity of creating rather than the end product. The goal here is to learn new ideas as you are creating. You may or may not really like the product you end up with in the end, and that's okay. Step 1. Create a drawing. Remember to keep your drawing fairly simple because you are going to have to recreate this drawing a second time. If you intend to trace your drawing, you're going to want to outline it with a dark marker. Step 2. Make a copy of the drawing on a second piece of paper. You can simply draw the picture again, freehand, or you can trace it by putting one paper on top of the other, or you can make your own carbon paper, and there is a video in Tuesday's art lesson on Canvas that will show you how to do that. Step 3. Color the pictures using similar colors but two different mediums. For example, use red, green, and blue on both. Color one with marker and one with crayon. Or both could be black and white with one colored in pencil and one colored with colored pencil. Step 4. On the back of the pictures, use a ruler to make strips. The strips on one of the pictures should be vertical. The strips on the other picture should be horizontal. On the paper with the horizontal strips, number the strips from the top to the bottom. The instructions here say that your strip should be about 1 inch wide. Really, there's not a right or wrong way to do this. The strips in my example were about 1/2 inch wide, which leads to more things that you need to weave. An inch wide is always a good rule. That's about how wide the ruler itself is, so you could make your stripes on both sides of the ruler at the same time. But if you want to make yours even bigger, 2 inches or more, that would be fine too. You need at least 4 stripes on each piece of paper. So if you have less than 4 stripes, then you've made them too wide. You need to add some. So at least 4 stripes on both pieces of paper. In order to get ready to weave the strips together, we're going to need to cut them. Step 5, cut the horizontal strips completely apart. On the paper with the vertical strips, cut from the bottom towards the top. Stop about 1 inch before you reach the top so that all of the stripes on the vertical page stay connected. I would highly recommend only cutting 2 or 3 strips on the horizontal page at one time. That way, if you don't finish the weaving before you leave class for the day, it would be a lot easier to keep up with those. We are going to discard or not use the number 1 strip on the horizontal page and the last strip on the horizontal page. We won't be using the top and bottom of the horizontal strips. So on step 6, you can get rid of the number 1 strip that goes horizontal and the last strip, whatever number that is. Step 7 is to weave the horizontal strips through the vertical strips. If this is done right, each strip will go on an over-under pattern. If you started over on the odd numbers, on the even numbers, you should start under so that the process goes under, over. Think about weaving like you are making a checkerboard. The strips should alternate both vertically and horizontally.